Hello and welcome to glittershinenails. I was recently contacted by EC Cosmetics and asked if I would like to review their products. So I chose their Gelike Polygel system, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I apply this and also showing you a 2-week wear test as well. As always, you can find all the information in the description box below. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel and make sure you have the bell notification turned on. And please also like this video. These really do help out my channel. Thank you. So I chose their natural clear gel-like polygel, and it also came with a brush tool as well. And I'm going to start with the brush tool, and this was how it arrived. Now I'm not sure if it's missing a lid or not. This is how it's pictured on the eBay listing, so I'm not sure. But anyway, it's a nice size tool palette to use with the Gelike, and then the other end it has a really nice looking brush. This is probably about a size 6 oval. And I like that it also has a protective lid as well as the outer lid as well. The brush is hard, and that is how it should arrive, and I do really like the pretty detail around the edge of the lid. It's very pretty. Onto the polygel itself, and this is a 60-gram tube. They also do 30-gram tubes as well, and it's available in quite a few different colours like cover pinks, and there's a white. And then on the back it has all the other information as well, and there's also a list of ingredients too, which is super helpful. So all polygel systems have these silver protective caps on them, and they are really easy to remove. And I have to say that this looks like a really nice consistency polygel. I chose naturally clear as this is what I prefer to have on my nails, and then I can do manis over the top. As you can see, I'm wearing two now. So I'm going to remove the mani, and then I'm going to get started with applying the Gelike polygel. Okay, so now that I've removed the mani, I've also filed down my old polygel product that I was wearing. I don't soak them off anymore. I just file down to a super thin layer and then apply straight over the top. Polygels can be quite hard to remove, and I've just found that this way to be the easiest. I've also done all my prep work, so I'm ready to apply. Now on my right hand I've already done the full application. I did this off camera and it's all filed and finished. Now I do want to quickly show you the brush. I don't know why this happens, and it's not the first time it's happened to me either. I have fully cleaned this brush after I've used it, but the brush bristles have sort of splayed out. Now if I think about it, I'm sure I've had about 3 or 4 brush tools that this has happened to, and I don't know why it happens, and I've also seen it on other YouTube channels as well. So onto the products that I'm going to use for this application, and I'm going to use my preferred choice of base coat. I also have my dehydrator and primer. Now EC Cosmetics do also sell base coats and top coats. I'm just using these. I also have a cleanup brush along with my isopropyl alcohol, which I'll be using to move the Gelike polygel. You could also use gel cleanser as well, just as long as the main ingredient is isopropyl alcohol. So I'll start with applying 2 coats of the dehydrator just to the natural nail, allowing each layer to air dry before applying the second. Dehydrator and primer are a personal choice. I prefer to use them as I'm a problem lifter. Then I'll apply 2 coats of the primer. I've only filmed 1 layer though, but I'm also again making sure only to apply this to the natural nail, and I'm also keeping this well away from my skin. I'll then apply a layer of the base coat to the nails. I'm going to do just 2 nails on the camera. I'm making sure that it's a nice layer of base coat. I'm also capping the free edge. Again, the capping on this is personal choice. I'll make sure that I'm leaving a very teeny tiny gap around the side walls and cuticle area when applying this. I'll then clean up any that I might have hit the skin with. I tend to go around with the isopropyl alcohol even if I haven't hit my skin. Anything that has hit the skin needs to be removed before curing. I make sure that I clean up really well. I'll then cure the base coat. Now sometimes I do 2 coats of base coat. It's just depending on how I'm feeling at the time. When I use the Gelike Polygel to help it easily remove from the palette to the nail, I make sure that I dip it into the isopropyl alcohol first. It just releases so much easier. So I'm going to take a medium-sized bead of the Gelike Polygel and apply this to my nail. I'm then going to tap and pull the Gelike into place, again making sure it's not touching the skin and that there's a nice small gap around the nail. I'll then pull the Gelike down the nail. I don't tend to work very quickly with this. I like to take my time, but I'm going to make sure that I have a little apex in there as well for my strength. I don't need much of an apex, and I do have to remember that the longer my nail is, the slightly higher the apex needs to be. When the Gelike gets sticky, I'll then just wet the brush again. It doesn't need to be sopping wet, just a little on the damp side. As I work, I will check all angles to make sure that it looks good. If any needs to be removed, I'll just wet the tool again and remove any excess. You can play around with this until you are completely happy with it before curing. For curing, I'm using my Sun 5 48 watt UV and LED lamp, and I'm curing for 60 seconds, and it's curing really well. It is nice and hard now. So I'll now move on to the second nail, and whilst you watch that, I'll talk a little bit more about the Gelike. Now when curing, I did experience heat spikes. It wasn't on every nail, it was quite intermittent to be fair. I did try using my 99-second low heat mode and I still got them. I am prone to heat spikes. Some companies I get them, some I don't. This kit on their eBay page is £14.49 or $18.59, which is an absolutely amazing price. I cannot purchase good polygel, including a brush, here in the UK for that price. It is a brilliant price to pay. They also have dipping powders, gel polishes and nail polishes as well, and they're all at really nice prices. They currently have an anniversary sale on. This runs from the 1st of September 2018 until the 30th of September 2018. There are details in the description box below. Now I've tried quite a few polygel systems and this one reminds me very much of the Blue Sky Gum Gel. But Gelike is a really nice polygel system to use. For me, the tool is a little too big. I found that if it's a smaller tool, I pick up smaller beads, which I work better with. If it's a large tool, I tend to pick up larger beads. This is just me though, and I can file any excess away. So with heat spikes, I'll show you what I do. Once my hand is in the lamp and it starts to feel the heat coming through, I'll just remove my hand for a few seconds, allowing that heat to die down, replacing the hand back in the lamp. If I need to do it again, then I will, just until it settles down, and then I'll keep my hand in there until it's finished. I've had heat spikes from nail products ever since I started nail enhancements about 13 years ago. I would like to try some of EC Cosmetics gel polishes to see if this happens as well. Now, you most probably won't get heat spikes. This is just because my hands are super sensitive. So now that's cured, I'm going to use wax strips and isopropyl alcohol and clean the nails. I like to give them a really good clean. Now I personally like to use wax strips instead of lint-free wipes, as wax strips leave nothing behind, unlike lint wipes. It will dry to this matte looking finish, so I'm going to finish the last 3 nails off camera and then we shall file these into shape. So filing, you could say I use one too many files, but I like them in a lot of different grits. So I have 100, 180 grit files at the bottom. These 3 are what I call a hard grit, and the top one is a 100, 180, but this is a much softer grit. So I'll start with the sidewalls and get them nice and straight. The best bit of information or tip that I got from another nail tech was to have a filing routine. This will make all the nails have a uniform finish to them, and it really does make a difference. I'll then file the free edge and make them nice and straight as well. I'm going to file one nail with a hand file and the other one with my e-file. I know everyone is different with their filing. Also, filing on camera is really hard, and I'm sorry if I go out of shot. But I'm going to go up one side of the nail, work my way around the cuticle area. I do like to stop every so often and have a bit of a dust off, and then I'll continue over the cuticle area, making it nice and flush, and then down the other side wall. Once I'm happy with that, I'll then come down the middle of the nail. Now I'm using the 100 side, which is a little harsh on the Gelike. I'll then turn over to the 180 side and just refine a little bit more. Gelike files like a dream, just like any other polygel systems I've used. However, you can, and I have, overfiled. It's very easy, which is why I said the 100 side is a little harsh. You could easily file this with a 180 and have no problems. So when I buff, if you're going to use gel polish, you don't need to do this step. I just like my nails super smooth. It helps with the peel off base coat removal that I use underneath all of my manis. So I use a few buffers just to smooth over all of the nails. So I'm now going to show you how this e-files, and I like to use my e-file with a foot pedal. I find I have so much more control, and again it files really easy. It does, however, make quite a bit of mess. I really need to use a dust extractor. But with this e-file you can whiz over the nails really quite quickly. When I have finished e-filing, I'll then come in and use my hand file just to smooth over and then buff. I do tend to use my e-file more than my hand file, but this is just because of my hands. So I finished off filing off camera as it's much easier. If you do videos with filing, you'll know what I mean. My thumb is completely finished, so I'm just going to buff over all the nails. So my honest thoughts on the EC Cosmetics Gelike Polygel. I actually quite like it. It's a good product, very reasonably priced. Now I will say that I've only worn this for 2 weeks, so we shall see over the next month or so. But my first thoughts are that it's a good polygel, and as it's from eBay, it's available worldwide, which is fantastic. Now when I've finished filing, I will give my nails, including my hands, a really good clean, just to get rid of all of the dust, and we're finished. Now let me show you the finished nails. So with me being a bit of a picky person, the only thing I'm not liking is that I've not been able to remove all of the file marks that I've made. My pinky on my right hand, I have to admit, is my worst, but this is just a bugbear of mine. I like all of my nails to have no file marks in them, also to be nice and smooth. These are really nice and smooth. I have found that each brand of polygel that I've used is slightly different, so I just need to get used to this one. So as I said that I've worn these for a full 2 weeks. So in this first few pictures are them at 7 days worth of wear. And as you can see, not much has changed. They still look really good. I did have another file around to see if I could get some more of them file marks out, which I did, but they look good for 7 days. One thing I will say is each hand has had 4 or 5 nail polish manis on and 4 gel polish manis on in the 2 week period. Yes, I make that many manis. I've also stamped about 5 stamping plates as well. My nails take a heck of a lot, that's for sure. So this really shows you just how strong and wearable this product actually is. So these next few pictures are the nails at 15 days and they are well worn. You can clearly see the growth coming in. My cuticles seriously need doing. Now I have had a tiny bit of lifting, which is very usual for me, so what you're seeing is very normal. I've had a lot worse from others. As I said very earlier on in the video, I am a problem lifter, so this is minimal. But considering what I've put these nails through, I'm very impressed. It takes a strong product to keep up with me, and Gelike definitely has done that. If you had normal clients or just using it on yourself, it would probably go a good 3 weeks before infilling, because you wouldn't be doing what I do with my nails. 1 mani probably for the whole 3 weeks. What I do is a bit extreme. So these next few pictures are what they look like after I have filed, blended, sorted them all out, sorted out them horrible cuticles that I had going on. And these are now ready for an infill, and I'm really impressed with how well this has all blended. There is a couple of areas that I want to take my e-file to, because I only used my hand file on these so far. But I'm really impressed with this Gelike Polygel from EC Cosmetics. It has stood a huge test from me, and I think it is well worth a purchase. Thank you to EC Cosmetics for sending me the Gelike Polygel to review. Make sure you check out their eBay page for the sales. There are also links to their social media as well as mine in the description box below, so make sure you check them out. Thank you for viewing my review tutorial on EC Cosmetics Gelike Polygel. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you did, then please give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. Comment below, I love to hear from you. Hit that subscribe button and share. Also, don't forget to come over and follow me on my Instagram page at glittershinenails. So until next time, thanks for watching and bye.